Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Weather Fans Live here on Easter Sunday on 2026. I hope you are all well. Light shining nice off the top of my head. That's what we needed. It's like a giant egg, isn't it? Anyway, good evening to you all. Hope you're all well. Second night in a row. We're actually live after yesterday's storm chase, really, with the team. We had Liz out and we had Gordon out last night. I know a few of you are watching now were watching some part of the live during yesterday. I know Liz was live for 8.5 hours yesterday. And I believe Laura, who's with us tonight, was there for the whole 8.5 hours. Some good footage, but we'll have a look at Ethan. We'll have a look at that in a short time. And yep, good evening to Laura. Great chase stream with Liz and Gordon yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Good evening to Trust Zone Dog Training. Good evening, great stream yesterday. Yeah, I think the teams are still buzzing about that from yesterday. Also, we've got CJT 2006. Good evening, everyone. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to you. We've also got Audio Coffee with us this evening. Audio's not too well. I'm having a rotten day full of cold. It's got to my ears, making my bolt. How we feel soon, Audio? Just get plenty of rest and keep your fluids up. Good evening to our mod, Paul James. Having the outs here. Drop it. Yeah, they've got it well, Paul James. My mess with it. There's nothing wrong with the sound. I hope you're all well. I never knew the next stream was on. No non-notification. I don't know why YouTube keeps doing it. I myself, even though I've done the live, sometimes occasionally get the notification about 3 or 4 days later. I thought it's a bit late. Get into Thorson storm chasing. Audio watched bits of love yesterday, but issues I gave up. You can always watch without the sound on. Some of the waves that, especially what Liz was getting at the end, coming over the promenade in Cleveland in the Fylde Coast, was really good. What a storm it was in Yorkshire. Yes, I think the top gust, I believe, was 93 miles per hour at Capel Curig in North Wales. Obviously, I'll get verified over the next few days, and no doubt on Tuesday when the Met Office have got the full team back in after Easter, we'll get verification on that. Good evening to our other mod, James. Never got a notification either. YouTube, yeah. With a pain in the backside when it does that. That's indeed, Laura. Those waves were quite intense at the end, yeah. Even for Liz, she didn't want to get her engine flooded. So she had to obviously get back home, which to talk about 2 hours for her, bless her. Wakefield hit 70 miles per hour yesterday. They were very strong gusts. I've heard a report, well, how true it is that Blackpool Airport recorded the highest gust ever recorded there. So that's unconfirmed, but obviously some of these figures can get circulating. Right, at the bottom of the chat, what we'll take a look at tonight is the March stats. So, we're in the first few days of April. We'll take a look at the March stats. We'll have a look at the facts charts as normal. Could we see a taste of summer this coming week? also we'll have a look at our normal ECMWF weekly anomaly charts, and we'll head over to America to see what's happening over there. So let's bring up the screen share and have a look at the March stats. Oh, a bit of a high pitch there. So the March stats as follows: the mean temperature for the 91 to 20 anomaly. UK wide, we are above average, about a degree average, and some areas were 2 degrees above the March average. Rainfall for March 2026 is as follows for the 91 to 20 anomaly. We're a flip really compared to what we've seen over the last few months. It has been drier than average across much of England and Wales, away from northwest England. There's a few little patches here and there for Wales as well, but it's been mostly dry for central southern England and eastern Scotland. And it's been wettest across northwest England for likes of Lancashire, Cumbria, and into western Scotland as well. I say it's a complete flip reverse. If I say take a look at the January stats, it was complete the opposite side for January, so even for February as well. So January, February was wetter central eastern areas and dry for the west. But this time it's completely flipped round, and it's been drier for those that's been wetter, and wetter for those that have been drier. Let's move on to the sunshine. So March 2026 for the 91 to 20 anomaly has been much sunnier than average across the UK, away from the far northwest of Scotland, and also Isle of Man have actually a duller than average March as well. And obviously we're coming into that season now. Lightning strikes for March 2026 as follows. So mostly for kind of coastal, for coastal areas. But we should start to see that start picking up, hopefully, for the team in the next month or two. Right, let's come off there a second. There we go. So, yeah, March 2026 were warmer than average, dry than average away from western areas, and also sunny average across the whole board. Right, let's move on to the facts charts. So these are the human interpretation of the pressure charts from the Met Office, and Storm Dave, what were named Rodney, has moved up into towards Scandi. So 979 right now. Still got these brisk westerly winds. We've got a deep area of low pressure out towards the central Atlantic, but this is not making its way across the Atlantic towards us. Instead, we've got this large area of high pressure building from the Bay of Biscay, centered over the Bay of Biscay. And what's expected to happen over the next 24 hours, the high pressure will move slightly further east. Low pressure, that deep area of low pressure, will move towards the North Atlantic, heading towards Iceland. And with this, with high pressure out towards the east, low pressure out towards the west, this will start to drag up the air from the south. So for these isobars back, we're looking over towards all the way from Africa. So tomorrow's looking we'll have lost that westerly wind. We change our wind direction from a westerly to a southerly. That will start dragging up this warm air from the near continent. And we could see temperatures around about the mid-teens tomorrow. But as we head overnight into Tuesday, we've still got this southerly flow coming, well, from the Med, North Africa. And that stays there as we head through into Wednesday. And eventually on Thursday, we can say goodbye to that warm air as this weather front moves across the country and reintroduces that westerly flow. My voice nearly went then. Excuse me. Let's have a look at the UKV. Quick look at the precipitation, because there's not really going to be much around at all with high pressure in charge. So we've still got some showers around, affecting mostly northern areas. So we're heading over tonight, these will die away. And we just got that system out in mid-Atlantic, perhaps just clipping the western side of Ireland through the early hours of Monday, maybe affecting parts of northwest Scotland, but nothing too serious there. Into Tuesday, we're looking mostly dry away from the west of Ireland. As we thread through into Tuesday, that rain will start to affect parts of Scotland. Some heavier bursts possible there. Still remaining dry for much of the UK. Going into Wednesday, we're looking widely dry. And into Thursday, there's that weak weather front crossing the country, introducing much cooler conditions with some showers before the next band of rain moves in from Atlantic overnight into Friday. Let's have a look at these important important temperatures, not questions. The question is, how high are we expecting to see the temperature over the next few days? Let's get through to tomorrow. So overnight tonight, temperatures could be down to single figures. There could be some patches of frost here and there, anywhere across the UK. Then with that southerly wind starts to pick up through the day tomorrow for a bank holiday Monday. Yes, there won't be too much of rain around, and temperatures could widely be into the teens, perhaps peaking around about 15, 16, maybe 17 degrees. There are some spots on Monday. Then temperatures will drop away during Tuesday, mid-single digits for some. There could be some isolated patches of frost here and there. Then with that southerly flow going into Tuesday, temperatures will respond nicely, especially with that strengthening sun still. So temperatures widely will be in the upper teens. Who's setting off fireworks in the middle of start of bloody April? Excuse me. Got lovely neighbours, haven't I? So temperatures on Tuesday widely in the upper teens. We could see temperatures maybe up to 21, 22, possibly a 23 towards parts of southern Wales. No, come on. Setting off fireworks in the middle of in the start of bloody April. Come on. Okay, let's move on. Going into Wednesday. Again, it's going to be another warm day. Temperatures into the low 20s. There's a possibility we could get up to maybe 25, maybe 26 degrees, or perhaps towards the southeast of England. And overnight into Thursday, we've got that cooler air moving in. So we'll get 2 warm days followed by much cool conditions. Temperatures could cling on to 15, 16, maybe 17 degrees down the far southeast but we're seeing these cooler temperatures across the UK head back into the high single digits, low double digits, and go as far as Friday 3 p.m. with that. I'm just going to put my head back into the chat a second. Let's see how if anyone's come in. Good evening to Chris A9043. I heard you won a lot of chocolate. Maybe. I think it was about 28 Easter eggs we think we won. Good evening to Suits. Hope you're well, my friend. I can hear them. Yes. Could you not? Someone actually set up Falcon for about 11 o'clock last night. Thankfully, I didn't want my daughter up. Otherwise, I would have been fuming last night. I don't understand why people just need to let a firework random times of the bloody year. When I was young, it was just for bonfire night and New Year's Day, but I'm getting old. Not short of chocolate for a few weeks then. No, not really. Also, I've ordered some Cadbury's cream eggs from my staff shop, so they're expected over the next few days. So I'll be full of Cadbury's cream eggs from Tuesday onwards. Come on. I welcome the days of short, sharp showers that when the sun comes out, it creates glorious steam, unless it's on the supermarket roof that gets confused for fire. But that's happened a few times. Yeah, you can tell when the sun's strong when it happens. All right, I'm gonna have a look at the. Quick look at the GFS 12Z run. Then we'll head over towards the weekly anomalies from the ECM. Let's bring on the 850 sea level pressure charts. So at the moment, I'll just make sure we've got, yeah. So at the moment, we're under relatively cool air across the UK with those brisk westerlies, which were beyond this storm Dave. As I mentioned, wind will start to pick up from the south during Monday, and we'll slowly start to see those cool conditions start to move away. And you can see the warmer air ready to move in through Monday. So if you're out to the breeze tomorrow, still feel quite pleasant. Just bear with me a second, guys. Oh, I thought you fell over then. Sorry about that, people. I thought my partner fell. Right, yes. During the night into Tuesday, we see there's warmer air move up from the southeast. Tend to be isotherm across the UK. So we start to see temperatures nicely into the high teens, low 20s. We've still got that warm air across us through Wednesday. Then eventually during Thursday, we've got that westerly flow coming back in. But this holds on to this GFS run, actually keeps the warmer air a bit longer. It's even more warmer air trying to move from the southwest. Does that get into the UK? It briefly does before it moves off. So the UK met as it cooled down from Thursday onwards, but it looks like the GFS holds it off for another couple more days. Further northwest you do see the cool conditions. But the GFS just holds it on with another pulse during Saturday before that does eventually disappear before the go into cooler air. Also, we've got low pressure out towards towards Europe, high pressure up towards the north, and high pressure out towards the south. So we almost have a bit of a cold there, actually. High pressure north and south, and low pressure east and west. Through into days 10. Maybe signs of high pressure building up towards Scandi. Days 13 and 14. Temperatures with this. So wet and windy conditions. Looks like we're not expecting anything like what we had last night. So things will be calming down. So we've got the GFS 12Z temperatures. So temperatures then warmer tomorrow because we haven't got that cool westerly wind. Temperature around about 13, 14, maybe 15 degrees. We'll start to see that warmer air move up from the south. And this is also like underdoing actually what the UKV is showing. It's showing about 16, 17 degrees, but I still think we could get 18, 19 degrees, especially under prolonged sunshine. Then through Wednesday, also showing the high teens, but I think at any prolonged sunshine, I think we could easily hit the low 20s. So with this, let's kept the warmer weather lasting longer. Cooler conditions up towards the northwest. And even for Thursday, this is still showing temperatures around about 20, 21, maybe 22 down towards the southeast. Then Friday keeps it warm across England and Wales, away from the northwest. Temperatures wildly into the upper teens and perhaps even low 20s, maybe 23, 24 degrees there for the southeast. For eventually, oh no, it's through after Saturday before that warm air disappears. Saturday as well, widely quite warm across England and Wales. It's got temperatures peaking around about 23, 24 degrees for likes of Yorkshire, Lincolnshire on Saturday. So this GFS run keeps things warmer for longer, perhaps not as warm at the start, but it does build it up towards the back end of the weekend. You can see that much cool air out towards the west, ready to come in. And it's through Thursday, through Sunday night, that cooler air moves across. So look at that. I'll go back to Saturday at 3 p.m. Temperatures here looking around about 22, 23 degrees. Fast forward one day, looking around about 7s and 8s. Sounds like about a 15-degree temperature drop in one day if this was to come off. Question I need to ask there is there a risk for any storms with that warmth? So look at the Cape lifted actually. I've not used this for a little while. So let's fast forward that towards the back end of this week because there's plenty of high pressure around. So let's have a look at the Cape for Saturday. So start to see. Interesting. Interesting indeed for Saturday. That's something we need to keep a watch on. We've got these steep gradients out towards the west to keep things settled. But there is that risk there for Saturday. Only a slight risk. Very short-lived risk for Saturday. We'll need to keep an eye on that for this weekend if the GFS is right with its prediction. May it be short-lived storms as possibility. We shall see in time. Let's probably head back into the comments. Good evening to Send It Weather, Matthew. I hope you're well. Happy Easter to you and to anyone that I'm not said happy Easter to. Indeed, that is a crazy drop of about nearly 15 degrees if that was to come off with the GFS. No, I welcome any weather that makes me sit under a fan, not a fan heater. But not too hot. Where a fan will feel like a fan heater when it's that warm. Good evening to Anne Smith. Late to the pod start. Don't you worry, you're here now. If you are doing well, Anne. And also good evening to Lee Stevens. Happy Easter to you. All right, where do we go next? Let's go to the ECMWF weekly anomaly charts, see what they're showing for the next 5-6 weeks. And to see if that's refreshed, because it was known to refresh. So this was, shall we say, made yesterday on Saturday. And for this coming week, Sunday, come on. Monday the 6th of April through to the 13th of April. There's high pressure across the board. We've got Scandi high here. We've got high pressure out towards the Atlantic. We've got a cut-off low by the looks of it down towards Iberia. And we're bringing in our winds maybe from a bit of a easterly direction on this, but probably transitional. We've got low pressure up towards the northwest. So for northwestern areas, looking perhaps southwesterly flow, maybe looking more of a east-southeasterly for southern areas. Going into the 13th to the 20th of April, high pressure up towards Scandi. This will drag in a bit of a southeasterly, so we could be bringing that air up from Central Europe, maybe mid-Mediterranean possibility. The 20th of April through to the 27th of April, still in that east-southeasterly airflow on that. The 27th of April through to the 4th of May, high pressure centred over towards Western Scotland. We could be bringing a bit of a northeaster with this flow. Lower pressure out towards the mid-latitudes from like Southern Europe. The 4th of May through to the 11th of May, low pressure out towards Europe. Again, showing a bit of a easterly flow if that was to come off. Then we get to the 11th of May through to the 18th of May, high pressure out towards the northwest. Again, we can maintain that perhaps northeasterly flow. So showing plenty of dryness through these next 6 weeks. Let's have a look at the precipitation with this model run. So no surprise with plenty of high pressure around. We're looking much drier than average for the 6th of April through to the 13th. 13th of April through to the 20th of April, we're looking drier than average. Again, for the 20th through to 27th, looking close to average, slightly drier than average for the 27th to the 4th. And we're looking around about average for the 4th to the 11th of May. And we're looking at dry than average for the 11th to the 18th of May. And finally, the 2-meter temperatures. The same computer model run. The 6th of April through to the 13th of April were actually much warmer than average. The 13th of April through to the 20th of April were warmer than average. Same for the 20th to the 27th, the 27th to the 4th, 4th to the 11th, and the 11th to the 18th of May. So we're not looking at no signs there of showing any cooler weather. Seems like turns a bit of a nice spring, really. Seems like things are settling down with this latest run. Good night, suits. Sleep well. We feel better soon, my friend. Oops. Just cut down the wrong banner there. What we go with? I look at these stats. So yeah, Storm Prediction Center we go to next. We'll just refresh it to make sure it's not been updated since we're live. So over to there, let's stop talking reverse. Over towards America to the Storm Prediction Center. And today's outlook is fairly a quiet one. We've got a marginal risk which affects over 10.5 million people, which is for the Atlantic East Coast. So there's a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms across parts of East Carolinas and coastal mid-Atlantic. So thunderstorms with isolating damaging winds may occur this afternoon across the Eastern Carolinas and parts of the mid-Atlantic region. So it's looking quieter than what we've seen in the last few days. Day 2 is as follows. Quiet, really. Just risk of normal thunderstorms, shall we say. Day 3. Again, no great risk expected, just your normal standard, shall we say, thunderstorms. Parts of Florida and out towards western Texas. And days 4 to 8, there's just no clear signs at all at this stage. So things are a bit quieter this week across the pond. Also, we'll keep an eye on that during this week. Oops. There we go. Just bear with me a second while I just get the next tab up. Yeah, just bear with me a second. I need some I've got to load up as a tab. Let's bring the screen share back up. Yesterday, myself, Liz, and Gordon was live with Storm Dive. I'm just going to show you some footage from that live from yesterday. Gordon Nodrod has posted a video from yesterday's stream. Let's see if that'll play for us all. Oh, lovely. That's not going to work, is it? So yeah, it's on this channel here. If you go to YouTube, Liz has posted some of the footage she got from last night, and it's not going to let me do this, is it? Oh, let's turn that down. So if you go to hang on a second.
What the?
So we go to Gordon's YouTube channel. You'll see the footage he got from last night. I believe he actually sorted this out at 2 o'clock this morning to get it posted out there.
What the?
Liz and Gordon
That's what I'd have my eye
together
on. Yeah,
towards the northwest.
Because obviously this is predicted radar.
The three of us. This is strange.
Bloody hell. Over there.
Yeah, check the video out there. It's about a 22-minute video, but towards the back end, Liz did actually get quite battered with the waves. So this was Liz last night in Cleveland's on the Far Coast.
Right now,
so feel free to check those videos
as the
out.
winds really rip coming off. I really can't see.
So yeah, if you want something to watch tonight, oh, I'm still playing the way of the tab. I'll turn it off there. If you want something to watch this evening, just go over to Gordon's channel, Nodrog. So his weather channel, Nodrog. You'll be able to watch that 22-minute video of, because of the highlights from their chase yesterday. Oh, it was a really good watch, really. Right. What time is it? 20 to 9, and I think we're virtually done already. So sorry about the short live. I seem to have gone through everything quite quickly. I did mention a few weeks ago that my shifts will be changing. I've been given the new hours, and I'm still yet to decide what. I've still not had a chance to think how the lives will be going forward. There will be live next Sunday. These new hours do start in a couple of weeks' time, so I will let you know if there's going to be any change to dates of these lives. But with me starting an hour early, there's a possibility I might have to drop Sunday night and maybe rearrange it for another night. But we'll obviously let you all know in due course. Nothing will ever surpass Cumbria's last summer. Nope. How often do the team get to see this on the live stream? So that is a tornado, because we've actually got evidence of them looking in that same direction. There was nothing there, and they looked again, and that was there. And evidence shown, actually, if you watched a deep dive around by that time, there was expected supercells in that area and the possibility of tornadoes. And there it is that the team got on the summer solstice last year. You could ever get that stream. I think that stream should be still on our YouTube, on this YouTube channel you're watching right now. So go back to the 21st it was, I think the solstice last year of June. It was an epic, I think, nearly 10-hour live. Liz started that very early in the day. And she met up with Gordon later that day. Obviously, had me here in the studio as well. Keeping an eye on proceedings. It's very similar to yesterday, actually. Gordon and Liz meeting up. And I was back here at the just keeping an eye out of things. It was a really good stream yesterday. Liz has got a new setup where she can have two cameras going at the same time, as well as streaming out to you guys. So things are perhaps we're getting more better with the live streaming, shall we say. At least it's getting more, shall we say, professional. That's not the right word to use. We're getting better with the streaming. I'm rubbing on here, so I'm going to start to wind down the live now. And I'll give you time to say your goodbyes. Please check out our friends at Gav's Weather Vids and Matthew at Send It's Weather as well. Let's put that on the bottom of there. We'll go in a few minutes to give you a chance to say goodbyes. So, somebody this week, looking at a lot dry this week. But not much rain away from the northwest of the UK. Temperatures could get into the low 20s for some areas. We'll definitely see our warmest day of the year easily somewhere in the UK. Most into Tuesday, Wednesday. But this model discrepancies. The Met Office is showing it for a couple of days, and the GFS was showing it to last until the weekend before suddenly turning colder on Sunday, with temperatures dropping maybe 10 to 15 degrees in some places. Well, obviously things will firm up in the next few days. I'm just going to go back up to your comments. Again, happy Easter to you all. As you can see, behind me. Yeah, I'm going to put my ears in there. I've got ears. I don't know where Stormy is actually tonight. I don't know if she's lying on top of the fridge freezer again in the kitchen. She's been quiet tonight. Chocolate for breakfast, dinner, and tea. It's allowed. It's only allowed on 2 days, isn't it? Christmas Day and Easter Sunday. I'd like to thank our mods, Paul, James, and James, to keep an eye on things. Hopefully, a good storm season for you guys. Hopefully, 2 years. Last 2 years has been awful, really, for us. Apart from that summer solstice chase, I know the team are buzzing. Well, Liz and Gordon and myself were buzzing after last night because everything just seems to click very well last night. James, wishing you a great week, everybody. Indeed. Well, I hope you'll stay safe, eat plenty of chocolate. Thank you, Laura. Thanks for tonight's stream. Not very often you get 2 live streams in 2 consecutive days, is it really? Good night to you and happy Easter, Anne Smith. Thank you, James. Great to see you as always, Michael, and everyone in the chat. I'll roll those credits in just one moment. Happy Easter to you, Trust and Dog Training. Thank you so much, Matthew. Taste of chocolate today, taste of summer next week. What else could you ask for, really? Well, in our case, storms. That's all right, Matthew. You don't have to shout. It's all fine. Stormy conspicuous by our absence. Yeah, I did bring on quickly onto the live last night. He's all ears. Thank you. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you. Oh, dear. And more storms means more awesome live streams. That's very true. That's so very true. Right. Thank you all for joining me. Happy Easter to you all. We'll see you next Sunday from 8 p.m. Whatever you're doing for the rest of this evening, enjoy, stay safe, and see you next week. Thanks for watching. Take care. And I need to find the video for the ending. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye, everybody.